I'm going to start another Julia Spiri picture. How are you doing? Trying to decide if I want to start with her or the mushroom. I'm going to start with the mushroom. And my favorite mushroom colors rubber banded together, and I broke my rubber band. I used to have a bag of rubber bands in my junk drawer at my old place, and I'm sure it got packed, but we haven't unpacked everything, and I don't know where it is. I have no idea. I'm not bad. It's been kind of a blah day, I guess, because just a rainy day. If it's not been raining and it's been slow drizzle. Oh, are we talking about these? I got smaller and smaller. Got some that's just about that big. Oh, nice. I need to get some of those. Hi, Melissa. I haven't gotten any of the Coloring Haven books. I want to. Using my Deco Pink from Prisma. Can't hardly see it. Y'all had a good week. I had one of them weeks that partly seemed to drag on and partly seemed to go by fast. Hi, View. How are you? Getting some color on my mushroom. Like I said, it's another Julia Spiri image. There's nothing wrong with getting to be chill, Terry Lynn. I'm going to have some family from out of state come in through this week. Not sure what day. Just one day this week. I'm imagining Wednesday, Thursday, maybe. Anybody done or doing anything fun for this weekend? Yeah, it'll be nice to see them. They haven't seen a new house, and they haven't seen the birds in a while. Which my oldest parrot, Rocky, the blue and gold macaw, he's the one I've mentioned before that I'm third generation. Well, this is the second generation that had him live with them for a while until they retired. So yeah. Carmine red. So it'll be fun to see them. I'm gonna have to go visit them. They live in Florida. Last time me and the kids went to Florida, we visited at their house down there. The kids were happy because they were swimming and catching lizards. Hey, what more do you need? My husband's been on call this week, which goes through the weekend also. All week long, he didn't get any calls. And then today, which was going to be a day off for him, he done some stuff around the house. Like we put all new, there's 3 different showers in the house, and we put all new shower heads on all the showers. Blah. And he did that. Took one of the dogs for a walk. He got rained on. That's one of the moments it decided to be pouring. And came home, got cleaned up from that, and he thought he was going to kick back and relax. And no sooner than he sat down to watch one of his shows on TV, the phone rang, and it was work, and he had to go. So he's gone doing that right now. Hi, Color and Recover. Nice to see you. Thank you. It's a Julia Spiri. I always have trouble choosing books to travel with. And actually, one of my daughter's one of her backpacks from school, it was actually still in good condition, and I took it over. This has been like a few years ago, I guess. And I took this backpack over, and that's like what I would pack myself in. And I figured out how I can, our zippy cases that we put our pencils in, or many of us at least, you know, these type of cases, they do all that. I can fit 3 of those in a backpack and about 5 books, plus my like side pencil bags and all my little extras. I packed that thing to where I about can't zip it though. I took it to Florida like that too. And I never once opened it up and colored anything, which was fine. We were busy having fun doing other stuff, but it was with me in case. It would have drove me nuts not to have took anything with me. It's felt like an odd Saturday to me. I don't know if it's been the rain we've had all day or what. It's just, an odd day. Well, I haven't traveled in a while. I can say that. It's been a year for sure. Most I'll be getting this summer is day trips to different lakes and such around the area. Go swim and explore creeks and cooler food and all that stuff. Those will be our big trips this year. Talking about going canoeing, we usually go canoeing every single year. There's like one big, huge family trip, and then we squeeze in a few more smaller trips with some friends and stuff. The kids love going canoeing. We didn't get to go last year, but it was still open. However, they had restricted the ages, and initially neither one of my kids would have been allowed to go, and me and my husband wasn't going to go without the kids. And then they lowered the age, and my daughter could go, but my son wouldn't have been old enough, and we weren't going to leave him behind. So we just didn't go. In which, in normal circumstances, there's no age restriction at all. Or, well, there's just a weight. It's like 40 some pounds. They got to like weight into certain grade life jackets. But then beyond that, there's no restriction. But we couldn't leave any of the children behind. They've grown up doing it. Something they have loved doing. They look forward to it every year. They were bummed when we didn't get to go last year. I feel like I still have like a ton of things that I want to try to squeeze in for the summer for the kids. And I'm feeling rushed because this month is just blowing by, and they go back in August, a couple weeks into August, which I think is too soon. It's crazy. Trying to figure out lake days and canoeing trips and other little day things, and want to take them to some caves that are not far from us. And And then I've already got to start thinking about school clothes shopping and all that stuff. I don't. Which last year they didn't go to school, so we didn't have to worry about that as much. I mean, obviously they had to have some clothes, but it wasn't like school clothes shopping that never ends throughout the whole year. I'm in Ohio, near the Cincinnati area. That's the closest bigger city to me, I guess. I don't live in a big city. Oh yeah. Now see, we got. I'm closest to Kings Island, and I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but I have that in my area, so that's a lot quicker for me to get to. So I have not been to Cedar Point. But I have burnt Kings Island up before, that's for sure. Matter of fact, me and the kids, we had my husband too, some couple times. We always got the season passes and stuff like that every year until last year. We didn't do it last year. And everybody was just kind of meh about it this year. So I was like, we'll just hold off. I know I want to ride the new roller coaster we have out at Kings Island. It's I cannot remember the name of it, but it's a Giga coaster, and it's supposed to be like one of 7 or 9. And I love roller coasters, and I've always been all about it. Jump and go. Let's hit it. But this one, I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm like, I want to ride it, but I am kind of leery about it too. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I'm worried I'll have heart palpitations and have a heart attack and die or something. Jeez. Guess it's supposed to be pretty intense with I don't know, I guess the G forces or whatever. Yeah, it seems like when I see the commercials and some people talk about it that I know has been, they seem like they have quite a few big ones. Take a ride. This is time of year too where I get a lot of that little videos and pictures and stuff that pop up from Facebook memories. I get a lot of Kings Island pictures from throughout the summer, and I watch the ones and look at the kids when they're real little, and like my boy when he's super tiny driving them little cars and stuff, and just riding rides that they both be too big to even get on now. And I'm like, oh wow. Now my daughter, she's big enough to ride anything there at the amusement park. My son is close to it. There's a couple things, a couple of the rides that I think he'd still be restricted on. Trying to find my sharpener. It's too little to go in the dowel. I know one's upstairs. I've been coloring at the coffee table again a lot lately instead of down here at the desk. A lot of that has to do with my chair being so uncomfortable. Any of you doing any of the pictures for the community color alongs or hashtags? I'm thinking that your Japanese picture is for Amazon Tammy's hashtag. I still have to start one for hers. I know that Tanya's appetite for coloring, her community color along in Daydreams by Hannah Carlson is mine is almost finished. Just got to do the ground. So I got to finish the ground, and I'll have Tanya's community color along done. Then I did another picture in that Daydream book, which I just posted on my Instagram not long ago, and that was for the colorfully optimistic for her Carlson Crazy July 21 hashtag, if I said that right. I've got one for Sherry, the Sherry Baldy one from Shannon's hashtag. I got one of those done, but I want to try to do another one. I want to do Corey's Summer Nights one too. But I did the random one in Daydreams for the crazy Carlson she's doing also. Ryan, are you still here? Are you doing Corey's hashtags? I know you got all the books now too. Well, like I said, I know you just got all the Carlson books. So Carlson Crazy hashtag is a good one to do a page from every book. See? Hi, Mary. Well, I'm going to ask what you guys have for dinner. I'm kind of interested in knowing what people's eating now, too. I'm in that habit. I want to know. It is. I like Julia Spiri's work. I like her a lot. Oh, wow. That does sound good, Melissa. I want a jalapeno ball. I made chili dogs. I used jalapeno cheddar smoked sausage dogs instead of regular hot dogs because I can't get down with regular hot dogs. And then skyline chili dogs. Which I usually make. We usually have 3 ways or have a good 4-way. But I wasn't in the mood for noodles this time, so I just did the chili dog. Ooh, was it corn on the cob? I love corn in general, but especially corn on the cob. Something I haven't done. I haven't grilled corn on the cob out yet this year. I always forget to turn. There's a light on this. Oop, sorry. There's a light on this camera. I always forget to put it on. All my dogs have been extra quiet today. The birds have been extra quiet today. The kids, kind of been extra quiet, I guess. Well, my niece did come over earlier to visit for a few hours. They were all excited to see each other, so I guess everything's been quiet. Just been such a blah day. I can give you a wrench, Melissa. Do you want a wrench? So you can put the link up? I can hear the cuckoo clock and my dog snoring. Let's see. Hey, you can put the link up now, Melissa. Where's that red? Uh-oh. So you talk about tiny pencils. They get smaller. I don't know if I brought my pencil extender back down. This is Scarlet Lake. It's Crimson Lake. Goodness sakes. Alright. I gotta find my Scarlet Lake now. I better have a backup. Yes, I do. Yeah, I have a bunch. I try to get them down to where I can't even hold them to put them in the sharpener anymore. But I need more pencil extenders. My husband and his friends, they're all already making plans for next 4th of July as far as what they're going to buy and how they want to rig it up and getting another remote control detonator and all these things. apparently me and my bestie, we're going to, because her husband and my husband both are in on it. So we're going to have them t-shirts made. I want to get some more green art. I've got like 4 or 5 of her PDF books sitting in my Etsy cart. I'm going to have to get them soon. But I feel like I just saw like an ad for another new one or something. Rain art. You don't know, Melissa? She's on Etsy. RAEN. Tons of cute stuff. Different. Kind of different that I like. Did that come out? I've been looking every day. It must have. What did it do? Come out today? I haven't looked. See, we've been blah, and one of those days. I haven't hardly been on my phone or anything today. Probably the most of it was when a friend who actually, she grew up with my mom, went to high school with my mom, and they were besties. So, like, they're still friends and everything. But so she's known me her whole life and held me when I was a baby and all that kind of jazz. She got a hold of me and asked me if I wanted some starts off of a few different house plants that she has, because she has some good starts going, she said. And she knows that I'm trying to get a bunch of house plants going on. And I said, why, yes, I would love some. She sent me pictures of them and told me what they were and all that stuff. And tomorrow, she's going to come drop them off. And I'm like, yay. I don't have a good track record with houseplants. I'm fair on my outdoor stuff. But I'm trying. And now that we're in the new house, I'm trying harder. And so I started off with some succulents. And then a friend of mine was repotting her aloe plant and had a big clump of it that she gave to me as a start. And then I had another friend who's got a spider plant who had a few of the babies broke off, and she was going to put them in to take root. And she gave them to me, and I got them to take root in my window. And then I got them planted in little flower pots. And then I've got my outside stuff. So that's the extent of my inside stuff, but so far so good. And I've had the aloe and succulents the longest. And well, there's another house plant too. It's like some green foliage stuff with yellow stripes. I'm not sure what it's called. kept the tags of the thing. But so all that stuff is the older stuff that I've had since being here. And it's still live. It's doing good. It's grown. So I'm getting better, I guess. I don't know. My husband laughs and says that I'm not allowed to, I can't judge off of like aloe and succulents. He says that don't count because those are hard to kill. I knew it was going to come out. I was seeing the post in her Facebook group, but then I've been watching out all week long, and then I stopped like yesterday. Today, I haven't even checked on it. But I want to get it. I still need to get both the Benny Blue books. And then the realistic portrait one. So once I get those three, and obviously the newest one, I'm going to have all hers. But she also has a deck of oracle cards that she put out not long ago. And I want to get those too because it has all of her. It looks like all the fairies from the fairy 3-book fairy series is what was used in it. And then it's colored or painted or whatever she does her way and everything in her colors. So I thought, I want to get that deck of cards and have the collection of the art, and then as a reference picture if I wanted to ever go back to it and use it as a color reference for anything that I color of hers. But yeah, I just thought we need to add to the collection because I have that full set syndrome. Got to get all the books in a set or a series. Got to get all the pencils in a set. Yay. Yes. Yep, rain coloring. Love her stuff. And I don't think it's bad price or anything for a full PDF book. And she's got a deal going on right now. That's why I've got my cart loaded up. If you hit, oh gosh, I don't know. I think it's $60. If you hit $60 or more, you get half off. And so I want to say there's 6, maybe there's 7 even of those books in my Etsy cart. And I hit the mark, so I get half off. But my total is $36. And I'm like, $36 for all of these books. I'm like, oh, wow. So I've got to hurry up and get that because I have no idea how long that deal is going to go on. I wish those deals applied across the board to everything I want to put in my cart. That would be a great Etsy deal. Yeah, she did. Tanya did something not long ago. Mary's been doing a lot of her images lately. I've got a couple. I did the one with the girl in the with the unicorn in a basket and stuff not long ago. I guess it was last month stuff. So I'm sure you've probably seen more of her images than you realize. Honestly, I see her around quite a bit. And as much as I've seen her posting on her Instagram page, I feel like she's going to have a couple more books coming out. Rain art, that is. I don't have anything planned out for July other than doing some Julia Spiri and some Sherry Baldy. Um, Getting involved with the Daydream Color Along was fun but unplanned for me. But I did get that book for my birthday, so I was just all spunky about it, like, hey, I can do that. I actually have that book. Because there's a lot of color alongs that are chosen and stuff, and it's a book I don't have. I'm just like, oh, maybe next time. But since my birthday load consisted of mostly all of Hannah Carlson books, it worked out. I do want to print a PDF or two and try out the new paper I got, which was some of that Desert Storm and some Spring Hill. And Spring Hill is, I'm just trying to find a basic white paper that I like as kind of my go-to white paper to color on. I haven't colored anything on it yet, but I did take a piece of it and like just scribbled around and played with colors on there. And I thought, I don't know, it was pretty textured, so have to wait and see. Oh, Sherry Baldy has so many books, so many books. The eyes can be big, but the toes bother me more than the eyes. The toes are huge on the Sherry Baldy. Some of them, anyway. Most of them. But they're so cute. There's some animal ones I want to get. All of the ones that have a moon on the cover, I want to get. I only got the pack, Melissa, that was, I think, 25 sheets in the pack. I was like, I'm just going to, I just want to take it for a little test spin. Because I'm going to use white paper more than anything. But I do want a toned paper that I like, so we'll find out if I like it or not. It's been almost an hour, and I'm still working on this mushroom cap. And that's okay. I color slow. And so what I'm doing right now, it feels, I don't know. I feel like I'm hurrying myself for sure. I thought about making it like the mushroom is glowing, but I need to play around more with that effect idea because I just recently, which I did post it on my Instagram and some Facebook groups, did a jellyfish from a Hannah Carlson book. And my thinking with that jellyfish, I don't even know why I wanted to color jellyfish. I just was randomly in the mood. It's the only thing on the page, besides a few stars. So I went to town on that, but my thought was I wanted to make it look like it was lit up or glowing. And I don't feel like I accomplished the look I wanted. What I need to do is find some good videos on that. But whenever I try to look it up, the wordage, I end up getting all of the same type of videos with, how to make like something's carrying a lantern and they make the lantern look like it's glowing and the flame inside of the lantern box and stuff. And it's like, that's not the kind of glow that I'm trying to get. I'm not trying to make it look like a light type of a glow, but just the color from the object itself is just glowing. I don't know if that makes sense. And I've seen different pieces done by people over the years where they color the thing and then they're coloring around outside the lines and it just makes it look all glowy and stuff. And I don't know. I'm trying to figure out that look. I usually use these colors for my ladybugs too, but I'm going to have to use some different reds on this ladybug this time. I thought about getting Hannah Carlson's new book. What is it? The Forest Kingdom or something to that effect. Through Book Depository. Since it's still not released here in the US. Then I was like, nah, I kind of want to wait and have the US edition. That's what all of my Carlson books are. So I'm like, well, we're almost to August anyway, so I may as well wait it out. Still waiting on my light fast that I ordered in April. That's crazy. If I understood correctly, by the time that book is released in the US from Carlson, here sometime in August, then she's going to release another new book. And I'm guessing it's going to be the same situation where it's going to release overseas and then take X amount of more months to actually release here in the US. That one I might get too impatient for. I have had, I keep getting tongue tied too. I have had some Carolina Kubikoska on my mind. So I might do something of hers this month. It'll be a nice switch from the Sherry and Julia pictures I'm going to be doing a lot of. Which I need to do one out of that Lady Spring book. That's the collab book with all those ladies. I even thought about getting another one of those books. Just to have a second copy that I didn't touch. Is that bad? Do y'all have coloring books that you don't touch on purpose? Like you don't, it's not because you're not intimidated by the book, or you're not saving it for when you can do something you want in it, all those types of reasons. You have this one book or a copy of a book that's the whole reason why you have a copy of it, basically, is you just want an untouched version. I have that issue too, where I want to, not every single book, but I have books that I want a second copy of it just because I want an untouched version. Probably sounds so goofy. I think I will be painting the background out black on this one, as I do most of mine. I just look at everything and be like, yep, it's nighttime. It needs to be night. I should try to do more sunsets, sunrises. Let's see. I'm saving that as just a shine. And get some of these edges darker. Thank you, Melissa. The shorter the pencil, the harder it is for me to get in an angle where I've got my hand out of the way. Something else I'm trying to figure out. I like Color and Recover. I like his setup. Or even how Emily does it with the other cam. I haven't graduated all that stuff yet. Do the stem. Yeah, he's got some good videos. I don't know if he's still here or not. He's a baker, so he does like, I've seen some of him at his shop. Then he's got the card making channel and then his coloring channel. Stamps and inks and all that type of thing. He's got a bunch of them goodies. I could have a field day at his place walking around with a little basket like, yep, I'll take 2 of these and 2 of those. Oh, well, I think you'll be happy there. It's yeah. He did a stencil live, I don't know, a month or so ago, maybe 2. I don't know. Time flies, like we said. But I was like, oh man, I fell in love with a bunch of stencils. That's for sure. And I don't make cards, but I'm into junk journaling. So a lot of that, just like some of it crosses over and can apply to coloring with tools or techniques done. The same for junk journaling. There's a lot of that stenciling and inks and stamps and all that type of thing that applies to the junk journaling stuff. So I watch his card channel too, even though I don't make cards. Trying to keep the shape going. Surely to goodness, I'm going to get more than a mushroom done. I can hear my daughter walking around upstairs. And it's funny because, yeah, I've got my main sidekick. She's right here with me in the floor, but the other 4 dogs, they must all be just following her, and she's going back and forth, back and forth. I don't know what she's doing up there, but every move she makes, they're following, and I can hear their toes on the hardwood floors pacing back and forth with her. So I don't think she's pacing, but she's got them dogs going back and forth. Knowing the dogs are probably looking at her like, will you make up your mind? Go somewhere and sit? Because that's what they want. They're 2 of them's over 100 pounds, and they think that they're a 5-pound lap dog. And they can't wait for you to sit down and crawl into your lap. Yeah, that is true, Melissa. Gotta hear some movement. I know my son, he's up in his playroom watching a movie. Last I heard, it was Transformers. And that's all. They don't have like regular TV even hooked up in there. All they can do is watch DVDs. So whatever they pick is all good. He's been on a big Transformer kick lately. He wants the Transformer trading cards and playing cards, and he wants all the movies because he's missing. He's only got 2, so he's missing a bunch of them. Well, you just write that down there on your birthday and your Christmas wish list there, buddy. Oh, I love the Transformers. Batman's okay, but I was never into the whole superheroes like that hardcore. I mean, I don't mind them; they're cool, whatever, good movies, even the X-Men's and all that stuff. I was never like hardcore into it, but I am down with some Transformers. I used to have Transformers and play Transformers when I was a kid. So with that making a comeback, that's kind of amusing. But same thing with the My Little Pony and the Strawberry Shortcake and all that stuff. That was all parts of my childhood toys. my Barbies and my G.I. Joe men, they all played together. See, Harry Potter is, I don't know, it came out after my childhood. And I like it. I think it's cute, but I didn't fall in love with it like, I mean, if it had been more from my generation, I guess I probably would have. But I'm like, it's good. My daughter, she's in the family room watching paranormal or ghost hunter show, I guess, something like that, on the Travel Channel. She's been on a kick about that stuff, watching all of them kind of shows. So every time she's given TV privileges and puts her picks in, that's what she's been requesting now, is the Travel Channel ghost hunting, paranormal shows. She likes the alien stuff too. So she'll watch an alien mystery files, or I don't know, whatever those shows are called. She's excited for Shark Week to start. So that starts tomorrow, Sunday. Hopefully, someday, she might get her wish and she wants to be a marine biologist and work with sharks. She might get her wish and end up on one of the Shark Week shows someday in the future. And I could tell everybody, that's my daughter swimming with the sharks while they chum the waters to draw them in closer. See, look at her in the cage. I know. Next big trip we do take will involve us shark tooth hunting again. But I mean, we take any shark teeth we find, but we're hunting the megalodon teeth. She wants to find one of those so bad. I mean, I want to too. I'd love to have it for my collection of goodies. But that's like the ultimate quest right now, is for her to actually hand find a megalodon tooth of her own. Oh my gosh. She'd be beside herself excited. That's my mushroom. I throw down some skin, which makes me nervous. Always worried about my skin. I want to go swim with whale sharks with my daughter. That doesn't scare me at all. I think it looks like a majestic experience, but I'm good otherwise. She can go dive and tag and whatever with sharks all she wants to. She's been fascinated with them since she was about 2. I'm just trying to be less fearful of coloring things. I sat down the other night and I was looking and thinking about it. I'm like, I don't like coloring this. I don't like coloring that. I don't like coloring fur, and I don't like coloring hair. I don't like coloring skin. I don't like coloring leaves, grass, and foliage. I'm not crazy about coloring flowers or butterflies. And then I start laughing at myself. I was like, well, gee, what do I like to color? And I'm like, man. And I think it's more of a lot of that stuff. I'm not comfortable coloring it. I'm not um, confident in my coloring of it or whatever. More so than like I just don't like to color it. So more of that kind of a thing. But yeah, I have this list of stuff that I don't care for coloring. Pretty much I do, yeah. Um, it's rare that I don't. But I haven't as far as, have an issue with it, or like, oh, these don't play well together, or whatever type issue. I haven't experienced any of that. I've mixed about every pencil I have together on one page and layered together or whatever, and I haven't had any problems. So like that's a Pablo. This is a Lumi. I'll be using a Holbein and a Prisma also. Oh, and a Poly. So yeah, that's pretty much one of everything for my skin. From the fancy ones. That's another card I need to get bought. A BlickArt. I have a bunch of open stock pencils for pretty much all the brands that I have. So just some replacement backup pencil colors. Stuff I use a lot. Need to get those purchased. And now like the Holbein that I'm going to use is sand. This is just one of 22. I have 22 Holbeins. 3 of them are whites. And I got mostly greens because I thought I'm going to be using greens the most. So the biggest majority of them are green colors. But I just got some to try. So I don't have the whole set of Holbeins yet. They are on my hit list. And they might be I might wait till Christmas time and have them be like a Christmas present, maybe. But the other things, like the Lumis and Pablos, those were a birthday present last year that I got, and so I just have to keep up on them. Place the ones I use the most. The Light Fast were a Mother's Day gift, and I haven't received them yet because you may have heard me complain about my back order date keeps getting moved. Started off with May 11th, and then right now I'm sitting at July 26th. 26th or 28th. I think it's the 26th. So now I'm sitting at July 26th to get the Light Fast. Which is kind of annoying. I keep telling myself patience. Patience, patience, patience. You can usually find good deals too at Christmas time. I wish the manufacturers would issue coupons. That'd be nice. I'm a coupon lover. Hi, Shannon. Thanks for dropping in. Sitting here doing this Julie Spiri page. Almost did Sherry Baldy, though. On this blah, rainy night. Yeah, Julia Spiri does some cute stuff. We were talking about that earlier. Like, so does the Sherry Baldy. Just cute stuff. Now my polys, Mary, I wish I would have gotten them a long time ago. Like 2015, long time ago. But I had gotten open stock and just a few. And I was like, well, what's all the fuss about? Because I was like, I don't really like these. And I showed on a different live the open stock versus, so I got the full set. That was my other Mother's Day gift. It was the Polys and Lightfast. But the I've gotten my polys. They weren't on back stock like Lightfast have been forever. But I was like, well, I'm just going to get a full set and do it. I feel like I'm missing out on something because I didn't have them. And I got those and I was like, well, I do like these. And then I got out those open stock and compared, and you could tell. And I showed, like I said, I showed it in that one video where you could tell looking at the tips that the pigment was different on the pencils, and I'm marking on the paper, it was different, and they felt different too. So the open stock that I had gotten from Blick was so different than the pencils that were in the actual 10 set. They felt hard and scratchy, and I just did not care for it. And that's what I judged it on, and that's why I let it go all those years. And then I finally just was like, I want them. I'm going to get them anyway and see. And it was just such a different experience. I mean, I knew as soon as I opened it up and popped that tin open and just looked at them, I knew that they were going to be different than the open stock ones that I had gotten. And that just blew my mind. I wasn't expecting that. I thought the open stock thing was a good enough way to judge, and I don't know if it was just I got a bad batch of them in that open stock, or I don't know. I don't know why that was. Oh, half a tip. It's been so quiet up there now. I don't even hear her watching TV. What are you doing? Oh, thank you, Melissa. I'm still kind of playing around with different combos and pencils I haven't found my go-to skin. Like I said earlier, I'm looking for my go-to paper. I'm looking for my go-to skin color too. I've been trying different combos, been watching various people's little dog. She must be having a bad dream. Various people's videos on different skin tones and with different pencils. I just haven't found the one yet. This is my new combo I've been playing with for a week or so, I guess. I do feel like whenever I try to figure out a color combo or a skin combo using all pencils from the same brand, I feel like I fail at that a lot more than when I try to do a color or a skin tone or a hair color or whatever and it's just so happens to be various pencils from various brands. I feel like I have better end results with the mixed brands. I mean, I've watched videos and got out the exact same pencils and followed along, pause and work it, and then pause, rewind, and it doesn't look like it does by the person doing the video. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? There was recently a kind of like a color along. It was a lives going on. It was color long, and I was like, oh, I have that book. Let's do this. And I was following along, and in the first like 5 minutes, I'm like, yeah, it's not doing what it's doing for you. I'm like, taking the same exact pencil. It appeared to be the same type of pressure on the same exact picture in the same exact spot, and it just looks so completely different. And I'm like, I don't understand. I don't understand how that's possible. That's what happens. I've been wanting to try to find a real good suntanned or mocha tan, whatever, something in that area. Skin tone as a go-to, because I like to do Well, even mermaids, if I'm going to have it have a natural skin, I feel like it needs to be tan. There's a lot of different beach pictures that I want to do and haven't, because I feel like I can't do tan skin the way I want yet. But I guess it's all good practice till I get there. And just, year and a half, 2 years ago, I would have avoided portrait, especially realistic ones. I would have avoided that with passion. And made your hair, like you talking some Mariola Buddha hair and stuff like that. Oh, I loved that work, and I had it, and I would look at it, but I wouldn't color it. I would definitely avoid those pictures big time. When I stopped doing that, I convinced myself of the just go for it thinking. So I have actually been doing it, but just can't ever satisfy myself. Watching everybody do all of this beautiful artwork is what helped push me. And I think I want to say the first with the realistic would have been a Christine Karen. What picture was the buddy color? I can't wait to have the one colored by from the daydreams that Tanya started. I'm so close to having that done. Like I said, all I got is the ground left to do. And then I'll be able to post it. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, do I? That's the other one I'm wanting to try to do. Your frog pick, Shannon. That's in Summer Nights, right? Is that what's being talked about? Because I just got all my Carlon books. Well, I had to. I had Jewelry Box and Spirit Animals. Now I got all the rest of them except Seasons and the new one. Let's see. This one. Which I think I know. I haven't done one in this book. I think it's this one. I don't know. Is it this one? Is this it? Yeah, that's. More good to do. I want to try to get in this one also. The glare. And I thought I would do this one. I think I'm going to get that one for sure. Cancer. So I had the one from the Gypsy book, and then I think I'm going to do this one hopefully this month. So I had that problem in a lot of Facebook groups, Shannon, where I was like, I'm in a bunch of different adult coloring groups, and they would all be running their own color along for a specific page or color something from this artist. And then there's deadlines, get your thing submitted. And some of it wasn't even like a contest. I mean, there was some contest, but just, have your buddy color done for within this amount of days. And I was just like, oh, I don't have time for that. I can't handle that. And I was trying to participate. I wanted to participate. I wanted to actually be coloring the things I had. Hi, Kenny. And just, be involved with the community and be participating. And it just got too much. I was getting overwhelmed, and I was starting to feel just stressed out and panicky, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't finished this picture and it's supposed to deadline's tomorrow and da 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 da. And I just was like, whoa, I just had to stop. And so I still participate in the coloring groups I'm in to an extent, but I don't keep up on all the different little color alongs and things that are in them, and put the pressure on myself to do all of them and have them all done in time and all that, because that was it was ruining it for me, honestly. I was just driving myself crazy with it. And it was my own fault. I mean, I did it to myself, but yeah, I let those groups get a hold of me a little bit too much. And see, I like that too, Melissa. And I've tried to pick up on it on Instagram, which doing Instagram is, I've really only been active on there for not even a year yet. So but I don't really search out the hashtags. Everybody who I have regularly been watching, I will write down their hashtag and I will try to do their hashtag at least, but I don't go searching for them. And now I know that they're posted up on Emily's Discord. Just found that out recently. So I can refer back to them. I like the color alongs and stuff, but just like I said, I was trying to do multiples from every single group, and there's several groups, so it was just got way too much. But for the longest while, a lot of, especially with Instagram, ones that were being picked, I don't have the books, so there's a lot of older books that I'm behind on. I don't even have any of the romantic country, and I want to get all three of them. They are pretty. I just got the third one for my birthday. And I love them. And I haven't colored a thing in any of them yet. I want to. I haven't gotten around to it yet. Plus, I think I am a little intimidated by them. Like more so than a Kirby book or something, because I look at them and I look at the picture that was already done and I look at the picture to color and I'm thinking, well, they did a lot of adding on to make it look like that. That's not in the image that we're coloring. You know, there's a lot of like free eye or freehand type add-ons to those pictures. And I'm like, can I do that? Can I pull that off? Can I get the same look? So yeah, I think I'm a little more intimidated by those books for that reason. I can't answer that, Melissa. Like I said, I haven't done anything in my books yet. Now the hardback one is the second one, right? I think I thunk. I think I thunk that. Yep, I haven't tried it yet, but I just got mine. I'm going to try the Tombow trick too. I wish a lot of the artists that even are still around today that have books that are out of print, I wish they would get those back in print for those of us that found out too late, basically, that this artist or that book exists. One I'd like to have that I know is out of print is that Sogner, if I'm saying it correct. I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about. By the time I had seen or heard about that book, it was already out of print. So I checked a couple places and I couldn't find it anywhere to get it. But I would love to have that book. Just like Carolina Kubikoska with her first book that she did. I wanted that for the longest time, and I was so excited when she put it back in reprint. I was probably one of the first people to put my pre-order in. I was all about that. So I just wish that some other books would do that too. Print them again, people. Hi, Kelly. Welcome. Glad you dropped in. I want to color another picture out of that clown around with color. I like that book. I'm watching her too. Jacqueline Trowell, I believe is the lady's name. I'm watching her too to see if she puts out any more books like that one. Thank you, Kelly. Yes, I love her books too, Mary. I haven't done one of her pages in a while. I need to get into one of those books too. And I feel like I heard maybe I'm wrong. I really think that I heard from I do not know where that Clara Makova would be putting out a new book, like this fall, maybe late fall or winter, but like I feel like it was in fall. But I feel like she's supposed to come out with another book too. Which I'm okay with. I have all her books now. So if she comes out, like, I don't know, it's less concerning to me because I feel like I'm not playing catch up anymore. I've caught up finally and I have them all. But now now just keep up with anything new coming out. That's what I want to do with a few of my people. The Carlzon, the Makova, Karolina Kubakowska's, Mystic Art Mirrors, Christine Karen, Anastasia Ellie, and Grazia. All of those, I want all of everything they have. I don't want to be behind, and I just want to have to keep up on whatever new books they put out. And I'm there with Karolina Kubakowska, Clara Makova, and those are the only ones. The rest of them I'm still playing catch up on. Oh, wow. You finished one of her books? Wow. You should make a video of that. Have you done that? Like a total flip through of the whole book? I'd love to see it. Congratulations. Oh, did you? Okay, I'll have to go back and look for it then. I've been watching some of your guys' old videos playing catch up, but I'm still in there. So I haven't made it to that one. Skipped around on some, but I'll have to go look for that one. One of the last ones I watched where you were coloring in a Clara Makova book, it was like there was red berries and blueberries going into this machine that had a tube that went over here, and you were like, well, I'm coloring a juice in here purple because these berries are red and blue. And you were coloring this in this bowl jar thing up top purple. So that's the last one I watched of a Makova, Clara Makova from your guys' channel. So that's about where I'm at. I'm ahead a few videos from that, but excuse me. Oh. That's how I was with Jane F. Hankins books. For the last, I'd say 2 years, I've colored more Jane pictures than any other thing that I have. It wasn't till a little bit after this new year when I started coloring other stuff again. Because I tried to do something different and I just was like, nothing was struck me. Hi, Aspie. Is it something you think you'd start doing again, Mary? Streaming yourself also? Not that I don't enjoy watching Tanya. She's great. But I'd watch you too. How's your doggy, by the way? I remember you guys talking about her being not feeling well recently and taking her to the vet, and she all back to normal now? I'm glad she's doing better. It's always hard when our fur babies aren't well. And all my dogs are older. They worry me. Oh yeah, I will too, Melissa. I want to see that. I'm sure the pages look amazing, but just completing a book and that type of a book, that's a accomplishment in and of itself. I think the first book I ever finish will be a Jane F. Hankins book. And again, that's just because I've colored, like I said, I think I've colored the most pictures from her books as anything else that I have. But people like Christine Karen and Coloring Chicks and Grazia Salvo, Mystic Art Mirrors, they're quickly catching up. Yeah, she is. I seen somebody put that out on YouTube. They were like 10 coloring books I want to finish this year. And it was like at the beginning of this year. And I was just like, what? Excuse me? I'm like, I mean, yay for you. More power to you. And anybody else that can do that. But I'm thinking there is no way I would finish. I wouldn't even put that list together. I'm like, that would be, there's just no way that I would get 10 books completely finished in a year. That would be impossible for me. Even declaring I'm going to finish this one book cover to cover in this year, I think even that would be pushing it. Now, I'm sure if I stuck to one artist, one book, and didn't allow myself to color anything else for a year, maybe I probably could maybe do the book then. But I can't do that. There's just too much cute and beautiful stuff out there to not, bounce around and have a little variety. So unless I dedicated myself to just one book for a year, I wouldn't ever accomplish that, let alone 10. And I still don't have that book, Melissa. I need to get it just for the sake of getting it. Um, and I do want to color in it. I've seen some pictures in it that I was like, ooh, that's cute. But I feel like I need to have it just to have it too. Because I have all of her other books except for that newest one. And except the what's it called? Like the drawing one, teaching you how to draw flowers and stuff like that the way she does. I didn't get that one. I still may at some point in life. um, so I didn't get that one, but I chose not to. But I have not picked up on Worlds of Wonder yet. Haven't picked up on Circle of Life yet. Now they're both in my wish list. I just haven't picked them up yet. Oh, Worlds of Wonder got you back into it? Oh, wow. Well, it was Joanna Bassford that got me. Hi, Renee. I've always colored. I would just grab my kids' books and hang out a little bit, get it out of my system, whatever. But my husband come home with a magical jungle and a box of Stetlers. And I said, what do you mean an adult coloring book? I'm like, do they have these things? So I started looking them up and found color tuber peoples and coloring groups on Facebook. And I'm like, ooh, okay. And that was it. I was in it then. I haven't really ever stopped. I've had hot and cold periods. But I didn't realize that the adult coloring books went as deep as they did when he brought me home that book. And the more I discovered, the more artists I found, and more I see people using this book or that book, and I think, oh, go look it up, look for flip throughs and all that. I was like, man, that's all she wrote for me. And I know, yeah, I've not been getting notifications either for a lot of people. I've just been having to keep track and look. But I mean, I know that if you got the bell rang, you're supposed to get notified. But as far as like putting out an official announcement on YouTube that says, I'll be streaming at this time, I have no clue of how to do that. So I don't post anything announcing on YouTube. Sometimes I say something on my Instagram, and I've been sharing the link and announcing it on Discord, and that's about it. But I'm trying to do every Saturday at 7:30 my time, which is Eastern Standard Time. And then I've thrown Tuesdays in. Same time. And I'm getting familiar with IG, but I seem to neglect my Facebook more now, because on my Facebook, I don't really post my color and stuff. It's more of just keeping up with family and close friends and sharing pictures with them and seeing their recent photos, and just way to keep tabs on everybody and stuff. But I hadn't posted anything in a while on my Facebook, and I had a couple people reach out, and they're like, is everything okay? Or is things all right? Haven't heard much of you on Facebook, so just been thinking about you and wondering. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just over on Instagram. And they're just like, oh, well. I'm like, yeah. See her face? It's kind of streaky. Put that little bit of peach underneath. It's kind of streaky. Like I want the buff titanium. See, if I'm down at my desk, I'll use my laptop. That's where it is. And I just, even though it's portable, I just kind of let it live there. I don't really carry it around. So if I'm anywhere else, I'll be on my phone. But y'all, it is so funny. So my daughter, she's getting ready to start high school. And she's all nervous and she's excited and she's all this and that. And she's trying to pre-plan and stuff. And she's like, she knows that we have a landline, but we haven't bought a phone. Our phone set broke and we need a new actual phone. Then she found out it was so funny. It was like kind of sad, but it was funny too to watch her face having a landline explained to her and then showing her where at in the house we can plug it in because there's already phone jacks in my house. And she's like, that's what that's for? I didn't know. I thought it was some kind of plug I've never seen. And I'm like, well, yeah, basically it is a plug you ain't never seen. So now her big kick the last, week or two, I guess, is she's begging for me and my husband to buy her a house phone and let the house phone be her main number. And I think that is so funny. Because I remember, like, when I was a kid, the big deal thing was to try to get your parents to get you your own line. So you had a separate phone number and everything from your parents. And she just wants a house phone. But mind you, she doesn't have a cell phone. So, well, she kind of wants one. She thinks they're cool. My kids are, it's so weird. And I kind of laugh at them. But then it kind of makes me mad too. Because I'm like, really? I'm that old? But we go to the antique mall a lot. Like my son asked to go to the antique mall for his birthday. Like we're just that kind of people. We like old stuff. And but we go to somewhere like the antique mall or a flea market or sometimes a yard sale, depends. And they see the rotary phones and they see typewriters. And they're drawn to it like a moth to a light. And they think it's amazing. And they're just so intrigued with it. And they want their own. I'm like, okay. You guys are weird because I'm like, this was just, standard stuff for me growing up. I'm like, okay. So I don't know. I think we're going to have to get her a phone now. A house phone, that is. Where are you getting her a cell phone? That's never happening. At least not until she's a driver. Hey, Mandy. How are you doing? Haven't had a chance to get up with you and ask you how everything went with your fiance's family and your family meeting for the first time over this past weekend. Hope that went well for you. That can always be a nerve-wracking situation, not knowing how it's going to go. I don't know if this buff titanium is really helping out or not. I'm going to finish it off. Oh, and Renee, the phones that were I guess I've seen them push button too, but mostly rotary. But they were like a big fancy thing, and the phone set on the top, and it was all like big gold claws that held this part, and it was all like extra big and extra fancy and all that stuff looking. Those were old-fashioned looking phones to me when I was a kid, and that's the kind of phone that I wanted. I didn't want the see-through neon ones that were real trendy at the time. I wanted the old-fashioned looking phone, and that's same. She wants one of those too. That big. And that's what she calls them, the fancy phones, which I find hilarious. I think it'd be good for her. Take phone calls on a house phone and lay on the floor, twirling the phone cord in your fingers. It's good stuff. Oh, you got kicked, Mandy? Well, yeah, I like the big wall ones too. No, I'd asked you, Mandy, I guess when you got kicked, I told you I didn't have a chance to ask you yet how it went this past weekend with your fiance's family and your family getting to meet for the first time. I said, I hope that went well for you. I know the first meet can be nerve-wracking. Oh, and I got my daughter her own copy of Fragile World. We like the cause, so I didn't mind buying. I'll probably end up buying my niece's one. I'll probably end up getting myself another copy too. Mostly because we like the cause. But so now my daughter wants to do a buddy color from Fragile World. So we're supposed to be picking something in that soon, like last night or tonight. My son's 10, and I can't get him to color with me. He has just a couple few times, but he doesn't like coloring books. He likes to draw his own stuff and color it, which, have at it. So I get him more sketchbooks and plain paper than anything. There's not much point in buying him a bunch of coloring books. And that's been his whole life. He's been like that. He's just never been into them. He's always preferred to draw himself. He'd much rather draw. I don't know why I get to streaming, and that's when my throat wants to act up. It's when it's the driest. Now my daughter, she likes to draw too, but she enjoys coloring too. There's a lot of times that she's either in the same room with me coloring or directly coloring with me type thing. She's always getting into my stuff. Watch her. And now that we have, since we've gotten the printer and everything, and she realizes that I can print her pages out. Oh, geez. She's all over me. Print me one of these and print me one of those. Have you downloaded any more new ones? No. Why not? And I got that one book from what's their names? Coloring by Kitty, something like that. They're on Instagram and Etsy too, and I got their one book. I think they've come out with another one since, a third one, but the second book they did, it was like a different literature. And she liked that. She's a heavy reader too. She loves her books. Which is a good thing. I'm glad. I've always pushed books with the kids. That's funny. My daughter has been for at least a year or more. Let me try your coffee. Let me have a cup of coffee. Let me have coffee. And I'm like, no, you don't need no coffee. My husband, he hears it all the time too. So he got up early this morning and let me sleep in. And once I got up, he was telling me that she was on him this morning about, can I have a cup of coffee too? Blah. He was like, no. And he told me, he said, well, I got a little mug. And he said, I made my cup of coffee and I poured some in a mug and I gave it to her. I guess she was severely disappointed. He said the face that she made and that she was like, this doesn't taste like mom's coffee. And he drinks his coffee just black. And she was like, yeah, no. And then my first thing was, how does she know what mom's coffee tastes like? But that was her response. Because, see, I use like hazelnut coffee creamer and well, no, I don't even put sugar in it. I was going to say, and some sugar. I used to do that a long time ago. I would use like a plain creamer and sugar. But now I use flavored creamers and I don't add extra sugar. Apparently, she's snuck a sip of mine. That's how I was for a long time, Melissa. It was coffee and milk and a bunch of sugar. Oh, nice, Renee. Yeah. I wish I just had a Starbucks drive-through window off the side of my kitchen window. They would just magically be there all the time when I wanted something. That'd be nice. But when I get Starbucks, I get iced coffee. But I don't get Starbucks that often. Oh, tip down, tip down. If we had a Starbucks on our side of town, I'm sure I would have it more. But we don't. So my closest one is about 20 minutes away, which isn't bad. But I have heard a rumor. They just put a Chipotle on this side of town. So I've heard a rumor that we are going to get a Starbucks. I'm like, ooh. My husband just rolls his eyes. It's good I don't get them all the time because I appreciate when I do get them. I've never been able to drink just straight black coffee. But everybody around me always did. My in-laws, my grandparents, my husband. I never got into that. Go to Starbucks. I'm going to get a mocha frappuccino with a double shot in it. There's this lake that we go to all the time that it offers food and ice cream and stuff there. Oh, for this little tiny setup, being at a camp place, first of all, they've got some really good food and really good prices. I was impressed. But their ice cream is so good. And they have 2 different coffee flavor ice creams. And they make waffle cones right there. And they'll have fresh waffle cones on this rack cooling off. And they'll get one of those. And I'll get a scoop of the one ice cream that's coffee. And then the other coffee flavor as the second scoop. And the waffle cone is just barely still kind of warm. And oh, it's so good. I've tried coffee flavored ice cream before and I wasn't impressed. I've looked for some in stores and bought some, tried it at home. It wasn't that great. But this stuff out of the lake is delicious. Might be a good thing that I can't find it. Find something that tastes as good. Because that could be really bad. I see a lot of people talking about putting milk in their tea. Now, I drink a lot of cold tea. I drink green tea with citrus in it. My husband, he's the one I brew tea for and make jugs of sweet tea for him. But I know I've seen a lot of the hot teas that are getting made and adding milk, and I'm like, I did not know this, and I feel like I need to try it. Yeah, and it kind of, I mean, it sounds a little weird to me. Like it doesn't sound like it would go together. But I want to try it just because I've seen it through so many of y'all, and that seems like, well, it's a very common thing to do from where y'all are. So I'm like, it can't be It's not gross, or everybody would be doing it. So I'm going to end my girl there. I have to try to work her face some more. Got her eyes going on. Some streakiness that I want to blend out. Mostly just her face. So I got to work on that. And then get the rest of her done. And then I can hashtag her butt. So I appreciate everybody coming along and hanging out. It's always fun to get to hang out. And I'm sure I will see you guys around in everybody else's streams. I was going to say, I'm trying to think offhand who streams tomorrow. Sunday in our world tomorrow. I know, pretty sure Shell comes on tomorrow. There's some other people too. But yes, there's more people. Find them, watch them. They're great. And so I'm going to call it a night for me. Again, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Belinda Aspie. Okay, Belinda's on tomorrow. I watch her too. Like I said, I just periodically jump back and forth to see if somebody's streaming in case I miss it. Thank you guys. All right, y'all take care. Have a good one. And I will see yins around for sure. Till next time. Later, y'all.